Good morning.
Good morning.
And good morning to you. The answer to the first question is yes. I could barely walk this morning. Weights. I don't know, it's weird, isn't it? It's like this reassuring. Oh, I remember this. I remember this pain. All my muscles have just gone, what? I thought we were lying dormant. We don't do anything, Chris. Well, you do. There's been some really good comments and questions coming along. Keep them coming. I thought the one about physio recommending a TheraBand instead of weights training was interesting. Interesting because, like, you know, I'm doing, 5-6 reps, 3 sets, heavy for me. I would have thought you'd struggle to replicate that on a TheraBand. You'd be doing a lot more movements. Certainly not against the idea. There's some interesting stuff happening around physios at the moment, isn't there? Because Elizabeth went to see a physio because she had some hip stuff the other week, and actually months ago now. And the physio never laid a hand on her, and it was all about how the pain felt. You know, a lot of this sort of feeling of pain, and comes back to a little bit of what Ben was saying. So I'm keen to get Dan on the channel because I know he's really kind of specialising in that at the moment. There was another great comment from someone, a new guy into cycling. He's like, Chris, what's the story with GROUPSETs? Like, just can't get them. Do you think when demand drops off, it's gonna suddenly be all better? No. I think it's gonna be pretty shit for a while. Have a look at the video that I did about the component stuff. Look, it comes down to the fact that the component factories, they have no ability to scale their production. So it is what it is. I think it is what it is for 2 years. Hey lads. Oh, I love this story, right? So you're starting to see, some of the pro teams, the World Tour teams that are swapping frame manufacturers next year are asking their current frame and group set manufacturers, can they take the group sets off their current bikes and move them to their new frames? You know, I see that and go, oh yeah, pretty much every year for us. I just love it that it's happening at their level. It's like, yes, now you know. What are you doing?
Yeah, this isn't simulated riding, this is real fresh air. Bloody hell.
So how has what's been the training?
Well, I was doing okay, doing like 2 hard sessions a week so I don't lose all my fitness. And the past week and a half I've been, it's dived off a bit. So yeah, when I start training again, I'm gonna have a lot of work to do. So maybe I'll do a series on that, return to fitness sort of thing, but I'm not quite there yet. It's probably maybe another month off before I start getting back into that for summer. I'll do a lot of base stuff, but I just love racing, so I'll always race. It doesn't matter if it's base training or whatever, I'll always be racing. So it'll be a bit of a mix. Definitely doing just clocking up big Ks endurance, but with racing still in there because I love it.
I love the aero frame chat that you've been doing.
Bit of background. Oh, just these aero claims that come out. And it's like anyone that's ridden with a power meter knows you're not saving 20 watts. I mean, that's just ludicrous. So, and once they say it, it's out there. It's kind of stuck with you. You can't, it's like it works. It's marketing. So,
where are we going to ride on the weekend? We can go anywhere, Jesse.
Big call. First weekend back. I think Waterfall, I'd have to say.
What, over north?
Yeah, you're going to Waterfall return, 85k. Click it up at about 40k an hour average, I reckon, rolling some turns. All the bunches are out there, all the clubs.
All the way down, Stanwell?
No.
God, no.
Just Waterfall return.
If you want to join us, get on board.
Sometime between 6 and 7 brightless heads.
Potential to change to an Akuna loop. Always be aware. Poor old Leo. It took him about 6 months to realise that Chris and Jesse's rides are very, 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 what's the right word? They fluctuate. So I'll do something specific just on the training, getting back into it, all that kind of stuff, potentially with Jesse, I think, because I know there's a bit of interest in that. But those of you that follow me on Strava, what you'll probably see the next few weeks or days, just some one-off efforts. 1 5-minute, 110, 120, a 40 an hour. Get a bit of an idea about where the different levels of fitness are. Go from there. So that's what you'll probably see. If that was a 10-minute, probably should have gone harder. Because something's been playing on my mind. Jesse's considering moving back to iPhone. Oh dear. It was meant to rain today, believe it or not. Lucky I'm wearing my beautiful Rapha base layer that protects me from all different climates. What are you talking about? This is a shameless plug. So you're an Android user, aren't you? Are you?
Huawei. I'm considering going back though. So it's because I was waiting for the Pixel 6 to come out. Then I upgraded I got a new MacBook. And now because I'm making the videos, the AirDrop will be cool. So I'm considering the iPhone 13 when I can save up the money. Pixel 6 or iPhone 13. The AirDrop's kind of selling me because right now, if I film something on the phone, I then have to like Google Drive it, download it. But I'm big in the Google, I'm Gmail, I'm all the Google ecosystem. So I'm not sure how that works with like, do you log into the native Mail app on the iPhone with your Gmail account, or do you download the Gmail app? And then same with the calendar, do you use the native calendar or do you download the Google calendar? And like photos, Apple Photos, or do you download Google Photos? Because I love Google Photos, is so good. So it's like.
Elizabeth's taking the kids up to grab an ice cream. I want to jump inside the numbers on that one effort because there's two things I want to pick out from it. Okay, so if we jump inside that one-off 10-minute effort, you can kind of see that I've done it around 340, 345 average watts for the 10 minutes, which was around 5.6, 5.7 watts per kilo. Watts per kilo was not that far off some of my best efforts, but here's the trap. Here's the trap that I think a lot of people, especially guys who are just getting into training or have just got a Powermate and starting to use it, and they fall into this trap of, what is my one-off effort power? So what's my 120-minute, what's my FTP, what's my 10-minute power? It's kind of an irrelevant statistic because it doesn't really gauge and show your fitness because it's the repeatability of that effort which is completely the goal of cycling as an endurance sport. And look, it's a trap we've absolutely all fallen into. You all want to go out and do that one PR or that one PB. The other point that I want to make from that one effort is it was a really badly ridden interval. So I will maybe cover this in a bit more depth, maybe with Jesse actually at some point, but it's a badly ridden interval. Now I think you can see that the normalized power on that one effort is quite a bit higher. So you can see that there's a lot of fluctuations in the way that I've ridden that effort. And that would have really hurt me if I'm trying to do repeatable efforts, because you really want a good steady state effort to repeat out efforts and just bash them out. If you're moving up and down and all over the place, then you're going to really cause yourself problems. And the other thing you can see on that effort is how slow it is. And it's a slow effort because I'm all over the shop. Like I'm out of the saddle for long periods. I'm sitting up like this trying to find sort of, extra watts and that kind of thing. So there's all kinds of bits that I think we can cover. Now, before we go today, I do want to answer some of Jesse's questions.
Don't worry, I'm not going to turn this into a smartphone tech channel. I just really wanted to cover this, and I think specifically from a cyclist's perspective, okay? Because I'm sure Jesse's not the only person out there as a cyclist who's considering upgrading their phone at the moment. I kind of thought we might just go over some of the specific cycling related things that you would find as a difference between the two of them. Now, in the first one of these daily vlogs, we definitely covered, I think, the fact, I'm gonna throw it out there, the fact that Garmin plays better with Android, Wahoo plays better with iOS. We're just gonna rubber stamp that one. As far as standalone bike computer apps go on the phone, there is no winner in either space. In fact, both seem to recommend using the Wahoo Fitness app if you are going to use your phone as your bike computer. But what else do we have? Well, I think another important factor here is location sharing. because that is something we all do. It's like, oh, where is he? I can't find him. I thought we'd meet him here. We've all done it, right? And you go to your phone. Now, Apple has Find My Friends, and Android has, well, it has lots of apps, but its main one is Google Location Sharing. That is a ding, ding, ding win to Find My Friends every single time from its pure accuracy sense. It's instantaneous. It's incredible how instantaneous it is. But it only works with other Apple devices. In the Android space, the Google location sharing is horrendously delayed. Do not ever attempt to find someone while on the bike using that particular software. However, it does work cross-platform. So currently I have Jesse on my location sharing. I can see where he was 20 minutes ago. And given he would be someone coming from the Google space, like that's someone who definitely wants to come from Google space, he wants to bring his Google Photos, he wants to bring his Gmail, he wants to bring his G Drive, that's where he works in that space. All that stuff works really well in iOS, there's no issues there. I would always recommend using the Gmail app on the phone rather than the Apple Mail app. Google Photos works quite well on the phone, but see, here's the thing, right? Because it's like the gateway drug back to the full Apple system, because they want to get you back, okay? So they will give you the iCloud and the photo stream, and they'll say, hey, look, we're storing everything over here too. And then you keep both for a while, and then you just go, I can't be stuffed keeping the Google Photos thing. And they've got another little claw into you. They have another little claw into you. It brings up really my last point when it comes to this stuff.
But I know the biggest thing that you're dealing with here, Jesse, is the stigma associated to it, because all you Android users have this, like, what is it? It's like this sort of, oh, I'm not a sheep. I'm not going to follow all those other Apple users. I'm going to do my own thing, blah, blah. But, like, okay, as soon as you start working in a digital media space, like, workflow just is king. It takes over everything. And if you have a feature like AirDrop, which I reckon I use 60 times, if I'm daily vlogging, I don't want to know how many times I use AirDrop. It's just mental. So if you have something that reduces your workflow, you're just going to stick with it. Speaking of stigmas, there's no segue there, Chris. That's us done. Keep the comments coming. Loving all the positive commentary, guys. Yeah, I'm really enjoying getting back into this. So hopefully we'll do some rides over the weekend and let you know what we're up to. Jesse's even talking about trying to do a bit of on-bike vlogging himself. So we could get something going there. All right, it's gonna rain. Oh, I'm so smug. I'm so smug that I got my ride in. Anyway, talk to you soon. People are staring at me. People are staring at me. It's fun. It's interesting. Vlogging on the phone, it's way less self-conscious. Way less self-conscious vlogging. I can just charging through. Here I come. Talking to a camera. This is where I stop.